The truth occurs. The truth occurs.
Hi everyone. Well, there was a 6.3 magnitude earthquake in Christchurch, New Zealand on Tuesday the 22nd of February. You can see quite a lot about it here on Now Public, including some photos. Looks pretty bad. Last I heard, there had been 75 people killed, phone lines cut, extensive damage, and about 120 people rescued from the rubble. Now lately, when a really big earthquake like this happens, a lot of people just kind of ask themselves, could it have been a tectonic weapon? Now, earthquakes do happen, but there is the technology to create them. And usually if it's like some kind of, warfare like that, using these kind of weapons, there'd be some telltale signs. Something would be amiss. For one, FEMA Deputy Administrator for Protection and National Preparedness, Tim Manning, was in Christchurch at the time of the quake, according to this article. It is kind of weird because, FEMA and these other agencies do tend to be on the scene, just coincidentally, when false flags happen. And remember that DISA was running a drill based on a scenario of an earthquake hitting Haiti right when that major earthquake hit Haiti last year. Now, I'm not saying that it was a conspiracy and they used a tectonic weapon, but there are some things that are strange, and amazingly, they've all been documented on this website, chemtrailsnorthnz.wordpress.com. Northland New Zealand Chemtrails Watch has been doing a fantastic job at documenting all the strange things that are associated with this earthquake in New Zealand, such as Admiral Tad Allen in Christchurch at time of earthquake. Tad Allen was an admiral he's a retired admiral, he was with the United States Coast Guard. And it says here he's best known for his widely praised performance directing the federal response to Hurricanes Katrina, which we know was probably, a false flag, and Rita in the Gulf Coast region from September 2005 to January 2006. And it says he also continued to serve on active duty for 36 days in his role as National Incident Commander of the Unified Command for the Deepwater Horizon oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico. Which we also think was probably a false flag. More weird stuff. A woman sent in these pictures of strange rainbow clouds seen just right around when the earthquake hit. Now, why this could be significant is that the same kind of rainbow clouds were seen in China when they had that major earthquake a few years ago, and that HAARP can cause these kind of rainbow effects in the clouds. Also very strange, report says 9 U.S. congressmen left Christchurch right before Quake hit. I don't know, that sounds kind of strange to me. I mean, did they know? Hasn't this happened before? Oh, I know what it was. The London bombings. Someone had received warnings before. Yeah, the Israeli embassy warnings. It says that a report published in the Associated Press stated British police told the Israeli embassy in London minutes before Thursday's explosions that they had received warnings of possible terror attacks in the city, a senior Israeli official said. The article continued, Israeli Finance Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had planned to attend an economic conference in a hotel over the subway stop where one of the blasts occurred, and the warning prompted him to stay in his hotel room instead, government officials said. And it looks like maybe the congressman had received some kind of a warning too. I don't know, I'm just speculating here. But yeah. FEMA was in Christchurch at the time of the earthquake. Or at least, Timothy Manning was. Could they be using natural disasters to bring in a police state? Well, you gotta wonder, I mean, why would they, attack New Zealand with a tectonic weapon? I talk about this on the radio a lot. The New World Order has very special plans for every part of the globe. In a lot of countries, they'll use, economic hitmen, sell them, get those countries to, end up in debt, and then they'll ruin them with, the IMF coming in with structural adjustment and macroeconomic reforms, wage freezes, price hikes, lifting bans on imports of certain commodities, lowering the cost at which they export other commodities, all kinds of things like that. And they basically ruin the country, they impoverish it, and everybody ends up starving. Meanwhile, they'll do things also, here to ruin the economy, like, deregulate things and then offer bailouts. So money keeps trickling up. They keep taxing us more while cutting down services, and the money keeps trickling up. They're definitely working on turning, the West into a third world country as well. And bringing in a police state. I mean, we've had all these false flags and, the TSA stuff and the naked scanners. And just today I found out, a guy in, you can see this on my blog, a guy in Montreal was like searched TSA style at the St. Henry metro station. There was a cop there with a drug sniffing dog. And the guy had like an empty pot baggie in his pocket, and the cop went and searched him and stuck his hands down his pants. And so things are getting really out of control. I know they're really working on bringing in a police state. I'm sure there'd be something that the New World Order would stand to gain from having an earthquake in New Zealand. I don't know what it is exactly. Maybe you can help me out with your comments. But it does look like there are a lot of strange things surrounding the quake. People from FEMA being there, Tad Allen, what's he doing there? Congressman receiving warnings, strange rainbow clouds. It's all sounding a little familiar. I've seen this all before. So I can't prove that, it was a conspiracy, but I wouldn't rule it out. Well, thanks for listening to me, and I'll see you next time.